Hello everybody and welcome to What's On, where you guys suggest a topic for me to talk about, whether gaming, non-gaming related, extreme, controversial, funny, whatever, and I talk about it. So for this video, I thought that I would talk about esports. There's gonna be two this week, probably two What's Ons, one gaming related, one not gaming related, and for the gaming related one, I wanted to talk about esports. It's a thing I get asked most about. It's the thing that people seem most interested at the moment, and it seems to be the thing that people are most debating when it comes to gaming at the moment. So we're gonna talk about esports. Now, first things first, I am not here to debate the term esports. If you don't like the fact that there's a sport word in that word, then that's fine. But just remember there is an E there as well. It's not just called a sport, it's an electronic sport. So if you don't like that, that's fine. I don't really care. We're not here to debate whether it should be called esports or not. I want to just talk about it as a whole in general, how it's been growing, why it's been growing. Do I like the fact that it's growing? Is it a viable career path in the future? Stuff like that. So we're not debating the word, we're debating the actual thing. So I would say that I'm pretty into esports. I wouldn't say that I'm super into esports because I don't watch the competitive games of all the games that I play. Call of Duty I will watch competitively when it's like a big game, but I don't catch absolutely everything. In terms of esports, I'm more interested in watching League of Legends just because I feel like the Call of Duty competitive experience and the Call of Duty at home experience is really separate from each other. They're very different. Whereas with League of Legends, when they are playing it competitively, they're playing the exact same game that we are playing at home. So it's just a lot easier to watch and relate to it because it's like, I play this, I do this exact same thing, and you're doing it for like $1 million. So it's a lot easier to get behind. So I'm not super into esports. I'm really into esports in a League of Legends term, but not in just a whole big term. But I do enjoy watching it when it is League of Legends. So in general, I think that competitive gaming is really cool. I think it gives people an opportunity who maybe they're not so into sports. Like, I'm sort of into sports, but I'm not super into sports. I like watching basketball. I can get behind my team in basketball, but that's pretty much it. So for people that are not so much into sports or not so much into sports whatsoever, it gives them that same feeling. Like, you get a team that you really like and you get to know the team because they stream all the time. So you get to watch them at home, not only just when they're competing, and you get to know them, you get behind the team, and then when they're playing, you're really rooting for them. And I think it's awesome that it brings gamers that kind of feeling because it's an awesome feeling to sit there and root for your team, and when they win, it's just, you feel connected with all the other fans, and it's a really good feeling. I don't think that anyone should miss out on that. And esports is bringing the opportunity to people that are super into games to experience that competitive fan sportsmanship feeling that people get with regular sports. I also really like the fact that esports is getting bigger and bigger, and I don't even like it from just an esports fan perspective. I like it just from a gaming perspective because what esports is doing, whether you like it or not, it's making it more commercial and it's making it more accessible and more well known to a wider population. Now, I think that's a great thing. Like, when I saw that the League of Legends World Championships was being held in a Staples Center and you saw it live, and it was just like, what? It's crazy to see that gaming and gamers went from these nerdy, fat, ugly, socially awkward people in their bedroom to being this like huge, crazy event for $1 million in the Staples Center. Like, just being a gamer that has been a gamer for such a long time, to see how far it's come is pretty amazing. I think that's pretty amazing. You don't even have to be into esports to look at that and be like, wow, gaming has come a long way. And it's finally starting to get to that like super big point in the West. It's been like this in the East for a long time. Like in Korea, for example, the League of Legends teams in Korea are backed by really big companies like the equivalent of Verizon and Coca-Cola are backing teams in Korea. It's a real thing. They're giving them yearly salaries. They're giving them everything over there, and it's finally starting to get to that point in the West, which I personally think is really cool. I know that a lot of people are like, oh, you're wasting your life playing video games when you could be doing something productive, but you have to remember that a lot of these kids are like between 18 and 21. Like, getting to 22 is pretty old when it comes to esports. So why not go out and travel the world and win a crap ton of money and experience this feeling of being famous while you can, and then go back, get your education, and do whatever the hell else you want with your life. I think it's an awesome thing. I think that it's an awesome thing that it is now becoming an actual career path. I don't think we're at that point yet, and I don't think it's gonna be that soon that we're fully at that point. But becoming a professional gamer is starting to become an actual thing. You can go out there and you can make good money, you can experience being famous, and you can travel the world for playing a video game, which I think is awesome. So I am almost a 100% sure that a lot of people are gonna disagree with me, but I've just never understood the argument of why it's such a bad thing. Like, for example, there's a lot of pro League of Legends players now that are now retired, and they've got to experience that fame, they've got a backing, they've got a lot of money, and they can do things that they wouldn't have been able to do now that they have that money. Like, some of them are only 24 and they're just going back to college and completing their degree or whatever. But I don't see why it's a bad thing that now this person got to make a lot of money. They now have some fans, they can make a website, they can make merchandise, they can stream and make money off of that. Like, I don't see why it's a bad thing that more people are now being given the opportunity to have something more in their life just by playing a video game and being good at it. I don't see why it's such a bad thing. So personally, I think esports I think it's cool. I like watching it, I like getting behind the teams, and I think it's cool that it's pushing gaming into a more acceptable place. Okay guys, let me know in the comment section what you'd like me to talk about next time, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.